Hey guys, this is Julia and welcome to my final video presentation for MIT 501. Now, the area of diversity I wanted to focus on for this presentation is the diversity of learning itself. So let me pull up this PowerPoint presentation I've made and share my screen with you here. Diversity of intelligences. Now, the objective of my lesson is that students should have a better understanding of Gardner's multiple levels of intelligence. They should come to the realization that just because a classmate is not learned in one aspect, such as understanding textbooks, does not mean that he or she cannot be smart in another aspect, such as understanding mathematical equations and being able to solve them. They should also know how to evaluate themselves and identify which level of intelligence fits their own, and even analyze characters from the stories that we'd studied in their English class with this new information in mind and surmise potential levels of intelligence that the characters from those stories have or would have had from the information revealed about them throughout the text. Gardner's multiple levels of intelligences theory's connection to students' background experiences, it's connected in that it teaches that different students excel in different areas and thus learn in different ways. These different ways of learning can be attributed to different racial backgrounds, different socioeconomic statuses, different abilities and special needs, or even different religious backgrounds. Basically, Gardner is saying everyone is intelligent in their own way. And actually, if you want to know my 2 cents, I think that I don't really like the word levels here because it implies that that one level is higher than another, and that could lead to some hard feelings between my students. I prefer the term areas of intelligences because then it means that someone's really gifted in one area, even if they're not gifted in another. But that's just my opinion. So the sequence that the lesson's going to take is that at the beginning of the class, I'm going to have a series of questions written on the board for the students to answer for about 5 or 7 minutes, quick writing, answering questions such as which class is easiest for them to study for, how do they study best, do they like listening to music while studying, do they like to read handwritten notes, or do they prefer to type them out? And then after those 5 or 7 minutes are up, I'm going to have them share with the person next to them and compare answers. After another 5 or 7 minutes are up, I'm going to give a brief explanation of how this interactive activity ties into a lesson, at which point I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint presentation created to illustrate the different levels of intelligence. And to further hold my students' attention, I will pick images of characters from popular or well-known media, basically characters that I know my students are going to have at least some recognition of, to represent different levels. For example, Mr. Spock from Star Trek would obviously stand for logical, mathematical intelligence. Squidward Tentacles from SpongeBob would at least like to think that he has musical intelligence, and so on. At the end of the class, I'll have the students either use the computers or their phones to research their own levels of intelligence with the help of this link right here. As a final assessment, I will have the students write a short essay on the results of their level of learning quiz, stating whether they agree or disagree with their findings and why. Later on in that course, students will choose a character from one of the stories that we had studied in the class up to that point and write an essay on what they think that character's level of intelligence would be giving examples from the text as well as what they remember learning from this lesson. And here is my research page, resource page. So yeah, it was really nice sharing this class with you guys, and have a good weekend.